There's a business model almost nobody's talking about right now where AI does the whole work for you. I've spent the last few months building in this space and I think it is the best business model to start in 2026. Not because it's a get-rich-quick scheme, but because the one barrier that has been stopping most people has finally disappeared. In this video, I will show you what it is, how it works, and the exact apps that make this possible. So you've probably seen the AI automation agency business model blow up recently. So people are actually making money off of it. I did as well. So I'm not dissing it or anything like that. But there are two big problems with it, and the second one is the reason I quit. So the model is you build AI for businesses. You sell stuff like chatbots, AI receptionists, AI workflows, and AI is the thing you are selling. Now here are the two main problems with this. Problem one, it takes a while to learn. You need to go in there and learn automations like N8N, Make.com, Claude code, and these can take months to learn. You can't just go out there and copy a YouTube video or a template. I've done that and you'll find out really quickly that that doesn't work. The ones that are worth real money are ones that require you to fully understand what you're doing. The second problem is it doesn't give you client. Building automations and getting clients are two separate skills. You can be really good at making an automation, but really shit at selling. And it's only a business once money starts coming in. So you're not learning one thing, you're actually learning two different skills. And you can't prove them until someone is actually paying you. And that's exactly what I kept coming back to, because in AI automation, AI is the thing you're selling, not the thing doing the work. So I still had to go out there and learn all the skills myself. So many of you might wonder, if AI is the product, then what is it that you're actually selling? Well, think about it for a sec. Business owners are getting pitched AI like crazy today. Chatbots, receptionists, systems. However, most of the time, no one's actually waking up wanting one. See, there is one thing every single business wants, and that is clients. A business with no clients is dead. No matter how good your website is, how good of a product you have, the cool automations you sell. If you've got no clients and no money coming in, you don't have a business. And this also links me to problem two. It doesn't mean you get clients. If you're not getting paid, all this learning was basically for nothing. See, it doesn't matter if you're a SaaS, gym, dentist, agency, you live in the UK, you live in Russia, you need clients. Every single business wants and needs clients. This means that whoever brings a business clients always gets paid because there is no convincing needed. Unlike with AI automation, where you might need to convince them that AI is needed for their business, here, because every single business needs clients, there's little to no convincing needed. So why isn't anyone doing this? Well, it's because getting clients is genuinely hard. See, it's not hard as in effort, it's hard as in expertise. You need to know what you're doing. If you've tried cold email, you know what sending hundreds of cold emails and getting no replies back feels like. If you've tried going on social media, you know it can take months until you've seen any results. See, every single one of these channels has fundamentals beneath them, and you only ever learn them via trial and error and making mistakes. So that's the situation. Every single business wants clients and they'll happily pay for them, but the skills to actually get them take months, sometimes years to build. And that's exactly what's changed. See, 6 months ago, apps started showing up designed for one thing and one thing only: helping you get clients. Now, the reason they work is because the people that made them did the hard part for you. They've already spent that time learning the skill, so you don't need to learn it yourself. And that is exactly what an AI client agency is. So you get businesses clients, so like leads, replies, book calls, but you're not the expert doing the work. The AI is. So the way it works is businesses give you their info. The app then builds the campaign using that info, or creates a post or whatever it is. Then that generates leads and book calls, either via replies or lead magnets or engagement or whatever, and the business pays you. They don't know that you're using AI. All they care about is the leads and book calls coming in. You sit in the middle. You haven't gone out and learned cold email, content, you're not building software or anything. All of that is done for you. You just use the app like you would for yourself and it does the rest. So you can view it a bit like drop shipping. The customer buys from your store, you then order from the supplier, and then the supplier ships to the customer. You don't hold any stock, You just sit in the middle. All you've done is marketed the product. You didn't need to go out there and create a product, buy a bunch of stock and inventory. Now in ACA, it's a very similar model. You use the app to generate leads, and then the business gets leads. You sit in the middle and they don't know about the app you've used. They just think, oh, we're getting booked calls, it's great, and they keep paying you. So in AI automation, AI is the thing you sell, while in ACA, the AI works for you. So both problems now go away. You're not spending months learning a new skill, as AI has already learned it for you. And you're also selling the one thing that businesses actually want. So as long as you've got a good offer, signing a client requires little to no convincing. So a lot of you might ask, why do I need to use those apps? Can't I just use Claude or ChatGPT? How many times have you gone into Claude or ChatGPT and asked it to write you a cold email or make you a post, and you got the result you wanted? Not a decent looking draft, but an actual reply or a post that actually went viral. Now, it's not that the model is bad, it's because it knows a bit about everything and waits for you to tell it what to do. For example, if you've never done cold email and you ask it to make you a cold email, you don't know what to ask for. You don't know what a good subject line looks like. You don't know what actually makes someone reply. You haven't figured out what has changed in the last 6 months. The AI won't know this because it doesn't actually send cold emails. Only someone who's done trial and error, knows what works for their business, will know what subject lines work, what would make someone reply, who to target, stuff like that. And here's the part no one talks about. Even when Claude or ChatGPT gives you an output or gives you something, you can't really tell if it's good unless you actually know what good looks like. See, I see these people build these Claude code automations thinking they are amazing. And sometimes it is, but oftentimes it isn't. And they'll never know because knowing requires the exact expertise they're trying to skip. And that's a trap a lot of people are getting themselves into. You can't judge the answer without the knowledge you don't have. So that's the difference between these apps. Someone who does this for a living already did the mistakes for you. So they know exactly what works and what doesn't, so you don't spend months figuring it out yourself. So how do you actually make money off of this? Well, there are 2 ways. The first way is pay per result. So for every book call I get you, you pay me £50, £30, £150. For every lead, this much. So they only pay once it works. The second option is a flat retainer. So £1,000 a month, and I run the campaigns for you. It's more predictable for you, however, it's way more riskier for them. Now, if you're starting out, I would recommend to go with pay per result. Always. See, you've got no testimonials, case studies, anything like that. Pay per result gets you past that because the business isn't taking the risk. If you get them nothing, they don't pay you anything. And it's a very easy yes to get. And the benefit of this is you can offer this with full confidence. And you can offer this with full confidence because of how you got them to reply. Think about it. If you do cold email and you email the business owner and they reply, the reply is proof that the campaign works. If you get a booked call with them, you can get a booked call for them. So you're not gambling whether you can deliver, as you've already done it once. And for those that don't really feel comfortable with getting on a sales call, you don't really need to. If you go with the pay per result option, because there's nothing to pay up front, you're removing the reason they'll say no. So why now? If this is so good, why isn't anyone doing it? Well, it's because until recently, the people who had this knowledge couldn't build anything with it. If you knew cold email inside out and you wanted to build an app 2 years ago, you'd need developers, tens of thousands of pounds, months of work. So you just didn't. Instead, you just sold a course or worked with clients. Now, that same person can build their own app because of AI. And every single model has this window. People who started SMMA in 2018 had a completely different experience from people who started it in 2022. Same with AI automation, and the ones that moved early did the best. Not because they were smarter, but because they were here before everyone else. So that's the model. Every single business needs clients, and dedicated AI apps can now get them for you without you spending months of learning. And you don't need to be an expert because the app is. Now, if you actually want to start, I've put together a free document of the different ways you can start an AI client agency. You can access it via the link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and leave a like on the video. Goodbye.